it's very, or Venomous Devora here. Venomous Devora is her second best variation, and still a pretty dangerous one. Certainly much easier to play than Swarm Queen. So if you suck at Devora, but you still want to have a pretty good character to use, then you can just play Venomous. What Venomous does is it adds damage over time to various attacks of hers, especially ones that use her stingers. And that damage over time is pretty significant if those attacks are consistently landed. This is my second time recording this. The recording actually died, which doesn't happen very often in Mortal Kombat. But it like cut off halfway through. Happens in Bloodborne all the time, but in Mortal Kombat not so much. So that's unfortunate, but I went like 4-3 against Very Hard the first time, so we'll see if I can better that. Probably not. Devora is pretty difficult on hard, and I'm not playing amazing today, though I did have a pretty good ranked match today that I'll upload. I don't really feel like playing ranked for super long just because of Metal Gear, so I'll be playing more Metal Gear today until I get bored of it. So the discussion I had in the previous video was that there are games where I just get in this haze where I want to play them non-stop, and then there's games where it's worth taking a step back and just appreciating how good they are, and that's like The Witcher and The Last of Us, and maybe like Final Fantasy Tactics or something, or Xenosaga. But if you're looking at games with incredible, amazing storylines and just pretty good gameplay, not amazing gameplay, then with those games, I think it's better to take them at a slightly slower pace, just so you can appreciate what's going on and how it's happening exactly. So I think it's better. You're better off playing those games in smaller chunks. Even though The Witcher is a 200-hour game, so it'll take you a while to get through it. It's totally worth doing that. But in the case of Metal Gear, the story always sucks. Or maybe it doesn't always suck. Snake Eater's story didn't suck, and Peace Walker's story was okay. But if we're talking in general, the Metal Gear storylines are just ridiculous bullshit. And they're entertaining and funny and stupid, but they're not good. They're video game stories, more or less. So what you come to those games for is the gameplay, and the Phantom Pain certainly delivers gameplay, and a hell of a lot of it, and it's really, really good. It's certainly much better than pretty much every other Metal Gear as far as gameplay goes. There are problems, such as the boss fights suck so far, except for Quiet, and there's one bad mission so far, which is Mission 18. Mission 18 is not very good. I outranked it on the first go, but it took a while. And it wouldn't take as long the second time, obviously. It wouldn't take long at all if I just used lethal weapons, but it's kind of cheating if you're playing Metal Gear and just using lethal weapons. You want to do that, play the game casually, that's fine. And enjoy it. And if you want to do that just to have fun and mess around for a little bit, that's fine. But ultimately you should be playing a pretty stealthy approach if you want to have the most fun with it, or have the most challenge. Because the game just isn't very difficult to begin with, so if you want to artificially make the game more difficult and get rewarded for it, then those options are available to you.
You disgust me.
Tanya wins.
What was I gonna say? But like, I don't think being 100% pure about not killing anyone the entire time is mandatory. I'm not a neurotic person. But I think generally you should try to be somewhat stealthy in your approach. Just because it's Metal Gear. You could, you know, go and use a tank and shoot it like 20 times at the AI, and the AI would not be smart enough to find you. So you could just get a perfect stealth rating that way, but is that more fun than really figuring out the ins and outs of every level and every situation and sort of mastering it? Oh, maybe. It might be more fun, but it's not as interesting in my opinion. So anyway, I'm definitely in that Metal Gear haze right now, where I just want to wake up, play Metal Gear, go to sleep, dream Metal Gear, and then wake up, play more Metal Gear. So That's my objective in life presently, other than watch rap biopic movies.
Tanya
So
wins.
that's why I'm not as focused on the Mortal Kombat at present. I will continue playing Mortal Kombat. I do think I'm a reasonably competent player. Maybe I'll go back to being one of the only katanas if people drop her because of the ridiculous damage nerfs, but I doubt it. I'm sure we'll still see katanas on occasion. That was a very odd attack that I just did there. Like, I feel like it wasn't a neutral jump kick, so I don't know what the hell just happened. It looked really weird though. It like crossed a jump kick, but it was the wrong kind of jump kick. Very bizarre. I'm not sure. I think he barely has enough life to survive an armored, so we can try to get the purple skeleton here, but not if I die. So, oh, missed the neutral jump punch, but she did fatality. That's alright. Guess we'll do one more, then move into very hard. D'Vorah has good fatalities, so it's always nice. The other one where she bites off your, or she sends flies to devour your skull, that's not bad. Alright. More of that traditional Pyromancer combo. And more Avipaz rush anti-airs. I have no idea why that hit me. I was in the air, amongst other things. Yeah, that's not supposed to hit while you're in the air, as far as I know. Maybe if you were like right next to the ground, but it obviously wasn't. We're gonna try to go for the throw brutality here. Possible. I tried, didn't come out, but here we go.
Tanya wins.
And moving into very hard. I don't think I talked about the players. So Venomous D'Vorah has been seen somewhat in tournaments, just because of the ease of use relative to Swarm Queen, and D'Vorah is still a very good character. So I've definitely seen a Honeybee player as Venomous, and I've seen a few other Venomous D'Vorahs as well. At Toryuken, one of the early Mortal Kombat tournaments, the grand finals was D'Vorah versus D'Vorah. I believe it was Pim Pim Jim versus Honeybee. And Honeybee wound up winning, but he switched from Venomous to Swarm Queen over the course of the match that they played, which I think was two sets, like the bracket was reset and so forth. And D'Vorah did eventually get nerfed after that, so the old theory that if whoever wins the tournament will get nerfed seems to hold up. That nerf got reverted just because people bitched about it a lot, but I'm sure there was probably something in the previous patch that balanced her a little bit. Or, what is the word? Normalize? That's the NRS word for blowing up your character. And there you saw my heal, even though the animation didn't finish, the heal hitbox came out and knocked her over out of whatever she was doing. So that was interesting. But maybe we will actually do well in this video. Who knows? So today we'll have the Katana video will be the one that starts at a weird point, and the Tanya video will be the one that looks more polished. But I do think the Katana video has some interesting film discussion, if nothing else. Oop. I could have beaten that out, that attack that she chose to do, so. But you see cross-ups still work on the comp. They don't work on other players very often, but it is something that screws with the comp AI. And look at them getting 2 for 2. Now just have to win 3 more, and then we did better. Amazing. The thing with D'Vorah is that she has very good and very safe pokes, because her stingers don't have a hitbox, so you can't punish the stings like you would a Dhalsim limb or a Seth limb in Street Fighter, so you're just kind of stuck holding that. You can't do anything about it. So that's why or that's a major reason why she's very dangerous. We did the teleport and the interactable there, and the comp didn't adjust to it. Because it was trying to do something about the teleport, I guess. And I just keep getting poked out of my teleport. And that functions as an anti-air apparently. That was a little too high. Yeah, we're done. Oh well, hopefully she does the other fatality. Oh no, she did that one. Oh, alright. That's pretty entertaining brutality. You have to do a 6-hit combo and then do an air grab, I believe. Maybe a 5-hit combo. It's not too difficult to do, but it looks fancy. Oh, there's that uppercut. And her uppercut also has no upward hitbox or hurtbox, so it's very safe. It's a lot better than most other uppercuts in the game, as far as using them as anti-airs. So last time I jumped, that thing hit me, and that time I was in a similar spot and it hit me. So you see some of that glorious consistency. You see that Devorah's jump is a little too high to consistently anti-air it with the X-ray here, which is definitely giving me some trouble. And that happened again. I'm pretty sure that hitbox is not supposed to go even close to that high. You're supposed to be able to jump over it. But not today. And he was a little bit out of the corner, that's why that didn't work. I think this will work though, yes. Alright, 3-1. Not bad, not bad.
Tanya wins. Round 1. Fight.
I think my range was just a little bit too short there. And yeah, you see that Tanya's vanilla normals are not quite up to snuff. Of course, her Kobujutsu normals are excellent, so it's your trade-off. And a little whiff there, despite being very, very close. I think I'm gonna hit the first part of that block string and whip the second, so that's not good. And I thought we were doing pretty well that round, but I just didn't get any successful landings. And she converted every combo, so. Here's where your skull explodes into meat chunks somehow. Because that's how skulls work.
Round 1. Fight.
We got 3 and 2 now, so I gotta win 1 more for dignity, and win 2 more for stunning success. And timed that a little bit better that time, so the whiff actually worked. And I meant to do armor there, but I was doing the wrong direction habitually. That was interesting. I'm not sure what attack I used that, or what attack she used that I was able to blow up with that, but whatever, I'll take it. Oh, huh. Was not expecting that to kill, or would have just done the brutality. But I remembered to do the faction kill at least. So there we tied our previous method, or previous recording success. You see that her skeleton is blue even under the chest region, which doesn't make a ton of sense. But it makes more sense than her wearing lingerie at least. Oh, that's better. And that, when the drill whips like that, it's actually pretty safe, but I guess not if you're right on top of the opponent. If it's blocked, then it's, of course, very unsafe. And we're dead. Okay. We're gonna get flawless? No. No flawless. Dignity preserved. Alright guys, that's gonna do for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Or today with more Metal Gear, of course.